Hello to you and happy Thanksgiving. I'm FOX26 meteorologist Remeisha. This year has flown by. I can't believe that Thanksgiving holiday is already here. I also can't believe we're just 2 days away from saying adios to this year's Atlantic Basin hurricane season. So we are coming to the end. Of course, here in Houston, we were hit one time this season by Hurricane Beryl back on July 8th. But since then, all of those other tropical systems have missed us, fortunately. But that has not been the case for other parts of the U.S., Caribbean, Mexico, and Central America. But overall, the 2024 hurricane season has been above normal. Main reasons were very warm, almost near record warm water temperatures out there in the Atlantic Basin. And of course, we were expecting a switch from the El Nino pattern to a La Nina pattern, and that typically favors more activity. So we've got just 2 days left in this year's hurricane season, but here's the good news. I don't think we're going to have to use any additional names because we're not expecting any additional development through the end of this month. But it has been a busy enough season. We've had 18 named storms from Alberto all the way down to Sarah. Out of those 18 named storms, 11 of those became hurricanes, and out of those hurricanes, 5 became major hurricanes. That would be category 3, 4, or 5. So those are the big ones, the monsters. So the 5 major hurricanes were Beryl. Then we had Helene, which grew to be a category 4. Kirk made it to a category 4. Milton grew to a category 5. And finally, we had Raphael, which was at one point a category 3. But right now, no active tropical systems out there, but it has been an above normal season. Typically for a hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin, you'll have about 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. And so far this season, we've had 18 named storms, that's above average, 11 hurricanes, that's about 4 above average, and 5 major hurricanes, that's about 2 above average. So it is nice that things are finally winding down and coming to an end. National Hurricane Center thinking over the next few days, which would wrap up this year's hurricane season, no tropical activity expected for the next few days. So we can at least celebrate that. Another good thing is that water temps, at least for the northern Gulf, are starting to get a little bit cooler as we get these stronger fall fronts pushing through. So not quite as steamy out there in the Gulf of Mexico, but as you get into the central and southern Gulf, northwestern Caribbean, we do still have some water temps in the low 80s. So technically, we do have water warm enough to support a tropical system, but we just don't really see any action that will likely get going over the next few days. Typically in November, we start to see things wind down. Our busiest part of the hurricane season, usually around mid to late August, all of September, usually the first few weeks of October. But by the time we get to the end of November, it's usually a wrap, and that is the case for this year. So we just got to get through a few more days, and that will be it for our hurricane season. There is the peak September 10th, but we are all the way down here, going down the roller coaster as the season winds down. So things are quiet in the tropics, but of course it is Thanksgiving and a huge time for travel, not just across Houston, but nationwide. So I want to give you an update on any potential major airport delays that we have showing up here. And just like yesterday, things are looking pretty good, at least with the airport showing up on this map. We do have lake effect snow starting to crank up across the Great Lakes. Big time storm system, a winter storm, rolled across much of the mid-Atlantic and Northeast earlier today. You can still see the blue indicating some snow across parts of the interior Northeast. Still some heavier rain closer to the coast in the Northeast. So still some potential for delays there. But right now, I'm not seeing any major delays with any of these airports or any ground stops, so that is certainly some good news. Locally, we had a major shift with our weather once again. Yesterday afternoon, we climbed all the way to the 80s. This afternoon, we're sitting at 60 degrees out there. It is much colder. That's more than 20 degrees colder than yesterday afternoon. That was because we had a cold front push through early this morning. That front has already moved all the way out into the Gulf of Mexico, and you can see high pressure dropping into the state. So if you are doing some travel locally or statewide, I don't expect any major weather issues. You will feel the chill, but we don't have any heavy rain or storms or any rain for that matter showing up across Texas. It's chilly up around Amarillo, 47, Dallas, if you're heading up that way, 49, and just basically cooler air, that breeze coming in out of the north behind this morning's cold front. Here is the storm system still wreaking havoc across parts of the Northeast. It brought widespread rain in New York City this morning that impacted the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. Notice this low pressure, though, tracking right along that Northeast coast and bringing that heavy swath of rain out of the New York City area. But Vermont, New Hampshire getting in on some heavy snow, and we've got Maine getting snow for the inland portions, and for the coastal spots, we've got rain. So definitely a messy situation there. You can see the snow beginning to develop across the Great Lakes. That will likely impact Cleveland, Chicago, Buffalo. That's going to be the story from today heading into this weekend. In fact, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I do expect more widespread lake effect snow, and you can see some of these cities that will be impacted. So if you're hopping on a plane, maybe after Thanksgiving and heading up towards the Great Lakes region, you may run into some delays from some heavy bursts of lake effect snow. But here's what you can expect locally. Much cooler today, of course, and mainly dry for this weekend. That chilly air will stick around really for the next several days. We got a coastal trough that will develop across the southern portion of the state near South Texas early next week. That will start to kick up our rain chances, especially for Tuesday and Wednesday. So that will be the next big shift in the weather pattern. But if you are going to be hopping on a plane and flying out of Bush Airport, Hobby Airport in Houston, rain chances are 0 for Friday and Saturday, 10% for Sunday, and then that next system will start to bump up those rain chances by Monday up to a 30% chance for rain in Houston. So hopefully you have a nice appetite. Maybe you've got friends, family with you this evening. You're ready to enjoy that great meal. I know I can't wait to eat some of that great Thanksgiving food. Here is your Thanksgiving dinner forecast for Houston. It is going to be chilly out there, noticeably cooler compared to yesterday. So 57 by 7 p.m., 55 by 8, 54 by 9, mostly cloudy, still a little breezy, but definitely the chill will be the big issue. No rain or storm worries for us here in Houston. Temperatures tonight will also be a big deal. They're going to be cold. You may have to crank up the heat, throw on an extra layer or two if you're going to be out and about tonight or early in the morning for that Black Friday shopping. All across Harris County, I expect widespread 40s. In fact, 45 for that low in Houston, 41 in Tomball, and all the way down to 40 in Cypress. So we are certainly feeling a lot more like the holidays. Temperatures for some of our locations north of Houston are not going to be that far from freezing tomorrow morning. It will be a chilly Friday morning. Here are your forecast wake-up temperatures for tomorrow. Brenham, Livingston, likely starting off in the upper 30s, 39 degrees for that morning low. College Station, definitely throw on the jacket or the coat because you're going to be right around 38 around 6, 7 a.m. Friday morning. Huntsville, all the way down to 37. And if you're up in Crockett, maybe visiting family, friends, 35 degrees. So only a few degrees shy of that freezing mark. As far as your Black Friday shopping, hopefully you can find something indoors to do because outside is going to be chilly. The weather will be quiet, but you will certainly be feeling that chill. 45 degrees in Houston around 7 a.m., 54 by 11 with some scattered clouds, 60 by 3 p.m. You definitely need to dress in layers because like I've been saying, we will be feeling that chill in the air. Will we have another 80-degree day anytime soon? We've kind of been back and forth every other day. One really warm day, one cool day, warm again, cool again. But this time it looks like the cooler, chilly air will stick around all the way through the weekend. So Friday, high of 61, partly cloudy. Saturday, high of 63, and Sunday, a high of only around 66. Now, I was talking about that next potential system. We are expecting a coastal trough to develop very close to South Texas. That will start to pull in a lot of Gulf moisture. The heaviest rain with this system, definitely expect it to stay to our south, but that system will start to pull up some of that moisture our way. And I think by Tuesday of next week and Wednesday, we'll have our best shot for some rain. So rain chances will still be very low, limited on Monday. They jump up a bit Tuesday. Wednesday, I think, will be our best shot. And notice we could have the potential for maybe 1.5 inches of rain Tuesday and Wednesday down around the coast. Angleton, Lake Jackson, Galveston, Bay City, Palacios, you will have the highest risk for some of those heavier bursts of rain. Up around the Houston area, our rain forecast for the next week, not showing a whole lot, but we could have maybe a trace of rain up to about 1/4 of an inch, but not expecting a ton of rain here. But overall, because of that next system, our long range outlook, 6 to 10 day outlook, showing that yes, we could have a little more precipitation than what we've been getting recently. So plan on that. Not really a big signal for a huge flood threat or anything like that, but definitely plan on rain chances going up as we go through the first part of next week. All right, well, that will do it for your Thanksgiving holiday weather update. I hope you're enjoying the holiday with family and friends. Make it a great one. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you again tomorrow.